Don't forget, just because the regular football season has come to an end, the WCTCAM.com Pro Football Pick'em Challenge will continue. Because now we get to the really good games. Now it's like all the good teams are still playing. The Jets and Giants, their seasons are over, unfortunately. But with me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline to make our pro football picks for Wildcard weekend. Boy, this is going to be a real fun playoff leading up, of course, to the Super Bowl in February. Doug Wells, General Manager, Catena, Mercedes-Benz, and Edison, back with us this morning to share his playoff picks. Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Good talking to you. We'll get to our picks in a second, but tell me, my friend, what are you behind the wheel of this morning?
Today I'm behind the wheel of a E450. So same body style as the E300, just a bigger motor, a little more power. It's got an AMG sports package on it. And it's a very, very fun car to drive, and it's a very sexy-looking car.
My kind of ride. Sounds nice. Enjoy that. And I also saw something the other day, Doug, about a manufacturing plant for Mercedes-Benz. I believe it, South Carolina or somewhere. It's creating tons of jobs, and they're making, what is it? Is it what's that big? Is it a Sprinter? What's that big thing?
So it makes the Sprinter and Metris vans, our commercial vans.
Okay.
That everybody's trying to copy. To give you an idea about our vans, if anybody's got a business, I have two words I could say about, if I say they're the best vans, it's because it's what I sell, but you have two companies that manage every little penny to their cost for their profit margin.
Sure.
And they bought the Federal Express and Amazon. And what vans do you think they're buying? Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans.
You got to be kidding me. Is that right?
That's all they're buying.
Wow.
So Amazon ordered 20,000 vans.
Wow. That's awesome. So, and look how many miles those things are going to be driven around. You might as well have the best one out there, right?
Well, and they manage the entire thing. They manage time down, efficiency, fuel economy, space. I mean, they analyze every single thing. And those two big companies, which count on every penny, those are the vans that they chose.
No, they know a good product when they see one. I mean, they don't even want their drivers making left turns, Doug, because it takes too much time. But, wow, that is very cool. That's a nice distinction. I know of a radio station that would love to have one of those vans, and we'll have to talk one of these days. But, all right, playoff time, my man. We went through all these weeks of the regular season. We got the bad teams out of here. We got the good teams still left standing. And playoffs, it all begins right this weekend here with the wild card round of the pro football playoffs. 2 games on Saturday, Doug. The first one at 4:30. It's a matchup from the AFC South. You have the champions of the division, the Houston Texans, who are going to play the last team that fought their way into the last playoff spot, and it happens to be a division rival of the Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, who got that last spot. Is it me, or does Houston play every year on Saturday in the first round of the playoffs? It seems like they're stuck with that first day, that first game. But the first game does have the Colts visiting the Texans. Houston had a great regular season, and one was 11-5, and the Colts at 10-6. So that division really could have gone either way. Something about Houston, I like that quarterback. I think he's just a little bit more mobile than Andrew Luck. Maybe from a pure talent standpoint, Luck is a little bit more in the toolbox in terms of skills. But I like the Texans at home to win this game and advance to the next round. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with the Colts.
You like Andrew Luck, is that why? Yeah, you like Luck?
I like Andrew Luck, and I just like the way the Colts have been playing. And I think they have that momentum. It sort of reminds me of the way the Giants were when the Giants headed into the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They started off slow and then just turned it on. So I like the Colts.
Some of these teams, you know how it is, just make it and stand back and watch us go. And it would not surprise me if it was the Colts and the Eagles playing again in February, because the Eagles got that last spot as well. But we'll get to our pick on them in just a moment. But you know what? The Colts, they lost a dreadful game to the Jets earlier this year. And it seems like from that game on, Doug, they played great football ever since they lost that Jet game. So they could very well win. I just like Houston at home, and I think I give them a couple of extra points because they're at home. But that'll be the first game coming up on Saturday. The Saturday night game has the NFC wild card, the top wild card, the Seattle Seahawks, going on the road to play the Dallas Cowboys, champions of the NFC East. They both come in with a 10-6 record. Both, I think, are playing pretty well. Dallas with the big win over the Giants there the final week. Something about Seattle on the road, Doug, that I like in that game. I don't know. I kind of like Seattle to go to Dallas and pull off an upset. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Dallas at home. They seem to have a lot of heart in the way they wanted to play. I mean, the Giant game was a hard-fought game, but they had a lot of starters that were not playing.
Yeah,
and the team did not want to lose that game.
They could have very easily played the starters the first quarter and sat down the rest of the day. You're right.
Correct. So I like the momentum that Dallas has. I think they have bragging rights playing in Dallas Stadium. I think they want to prove something to everybody. And I think they're going to step it up.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun game to watch. Very hard hitting, I think. Seattle's defense, they just like to beat people down. So that's going to be a fun one to watch on Saturday night. We move on into Sunday for day 2 of the wild card round. First game has a West Coast team flying across the country to play a team on the East Coast. The wild card with a record of 12-4, the LA Chargers, who are a wild card in the AFC West, will take on the Baltimore Ravens, who won the division there in the AFC with a 10-6 record. They clinched it the last day by beating the Browns. And you win your division, you get a home game regardless of records. So this is interesting, Doug, because you have a very good Chargers team at 12-4 that could very easily have won that AFC West and got that first round bye. Now they got to go on the road and play the Ravens in that first game. And Baltimore beat the Chargers in Week 16 in Los Angeles. Who do you like in this one? This is going to be a tough one to pick.
Well, I'm going to go with it sort of when the Chargers went to Kansas City to play.
Yes.
And I took the Chargers, and they won. I'm going with the Chargers again.
Okay. So they'll go to Baltimore and win on the road, sure.
I just got a gut feeling about the way their offense is playing. Baltimore's got a great defense. If their offense, if they can't get to the Chargers, passing attack, then I think the Chargers are going to take this.
And typically, Doug, historically, rookie quarterbacks in their first playoff game typically do not do well. And you have a terrific guy in Lamar Jackson, who is the quarterback for the Ravens, who played at Louisville, and all the scouts said this kid will never play in the NFL. And he has been a spark in that Ravens offense. And, of course, their defense is very good, too. But if you just look at it from a pure quarterback experience and you base it on that, I mean, you got to go with Phillip Rivers 1,000 times in that department. So I think the Chargers are going to win that one too.
And the only edge I have for Baltimore is they have Weddle.
Oh, I like him. Yeah,
who played for the Chargers a long time.
That's right.
He got $1 million bonus because they made it to the playoffs, and he's probably one of the best that's ever played in that position. And he knows Rivers real well.
That's true.
So he's going to be setting it. So that's what scares me a little bit. But I'm still going to go with Rivers because Rivers also knows him and knows what he's going to do.
Okay, and I think Weddle was actually going to take his $1 million bonus and share it with his teammates, which is a real nice thing to do. Or you should just bring him to Edison and buy everybody new Mercedes. I should do that, right?
That's what he should definitely do.
Absolutely. I could not agree. And the last game that we have, this is the late afternoon game on Sunday. The defending champs, and if they're going to make it back to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to win a whole bunch of road games to get there, has the Eagles visiting the champions of the NFC North, a very good 12-4 Chicago Bears team. Again, if we look at this game, Doug, like we did the other game with its quarterback experience, Nick Foles, maybe he is a question mark to play in the game on Sunday, but you've got a guy in his second year for the Bears who is playing in his first playoff game in Trubinsky. I don't know. I like this 12-4 team, but it scares me when a team that has been there and has run the table and has won the championship, it is very tough to beat a team that has been through that. But I think the Bears are going to find a way to squeak by on Sunday. Who do you like in that game?
I think the Bears are going to take this, and they're going to roll over Philadelphia.
You think so? That's it. We'll have a new champ next year?
I think that the Bears are going to tear right through them. I just think they got quarterback right now. The Eagles got a quarterback situation. I just think Chicago right now is going to play too strong, too tough, especially home. And I didn't look to see what the weather was going to be in Chicago, but weather could be a factor.
Okay.
I just think Chicago's going to tear right through them.
I think the last time they played a playoff game there, remember it was so foggy you couldn't see the game. You remember that at least 20 years ago or so? There was a
I remember
game,
that.
Right?
And that was an unfair situation for the Eagles. The Eagles lost that game.
Yeah, I think it was Donovan McNabb couldn't throw the passes because of the fog that was hanging overhead. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
I wonder if we'll have that again. But I don't know. Something about these teams that come out of nowhere and they put together these great seasons and they get that home game and they just fall flat. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong because I have the Bears in that one too.
So you're taking the Eagles or you're taking the Bears?
I don't know. I'm gonna go. Let me go with. Let me take experience. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think they're going to pull it off.
All right, so I have the Colts. You have Houston.
Yes.
I have Dallas. You have Seattle.
That's right.
We both have the Chargers.
Right.
And I have Chicago, and you have the Eagles.
So I will either gain a bunch or I'll lose a bunch, depending upon how it goes this weekend. We'll see. Well, I got to try something different.
All right, I'm with you.
All right, let's see what happens. And this quarterback for the Eagles now, he's the third-string quarterback. He throws a touchdown pass against the Redskins. The guy gives the ball to a fan. He runs and takes the ball back from the kid because it was his first pro touchdown pass. You can't do that to a kid.
Oh, I hurt the kid's feelings.
Yeah, you know, you can't do that. So hopefully that won't happen on Sunday. But, Doug, good luck on Sunday, and we'll do this again next week, and we'll do this right on through early February, of course, with the Super Bowl. But have a good weekend, man, and good luck, and we'll recap next week with the picks, all right?
And just let me just tell everybody, our winter event programs and all that stuff actually is going to end today. So if anybody's still interested in taking advantage of our winter event, come here. We'll be open till 8 o'clock tonight and pick out your new car.